Alright, so are Samael and Lucifer the same person? I think it depends. Personally, I do think that they are the same person if Lucifer is older than Samael or if Samael is older than Lucifer. I know that Lucifer was a Greco-Roman god that came from the Roman Phosphorus and was the Greek Lucifer and was also the planet Venus. Like, they called the planet Venus Lucifer, but also personified that planet as a sort of anthropomorphized god, like a guy carrying a torch. And then in Judaism, in the Second Temple period, they started to have their figure of Samael, and Samael was associated with Mars in the Zohar, and Samael was said to be the father of sorcerers and demons, and their mythology grew over time. If someone believes in both of these gods as real people, if you believe that Lucifer is married to Lilith, or that Lilith is the woman variation of the embodiment of demonic energies, then in that case, Lucifer and Samael would be the same person, which is part of why I think they're the same person. But if you believe that Lucifer is actually older than Samael, their mythologies just got combined, and so they're kind of merged over now, but they weren't always. I am among the occultists personally who just combines them and sees them as the same person. I do venerate Samael. I work under Samael. I see Samael as my highest patron. I see Samael as the embodiment of death and the tree of death and the Qlipoth and a key to the Qlipoth, who can help people to go on the left-hand path and integrate with their god form and their daemon form to become a human living god through conquering or integrating the Qlipoth and Sephiroth inside of themselves. But I also think that they don't have to be the same person, necessarily. I do see them as the same person because I see that their mythologies got combined, and I see that even the sigil of Lucifer speaks to the essence of Samael, I feel. But I also feel that I could be wrong, that maybe they're not the same person, and they do have different planetary correspondences. But I think that because what I've seen that their mythologies got combined, that they are the same person, but maybe they weren't always. I'd be interested to see if people have opinions on this, if they can provide historical sources as well, so I can continue to learn about this. Samael, to me, is my highest revered patron. I definitely see myself as a sorcerer under Samael, who I do see as a Satan and as the highest Satan from this system that I use of demonology. I do think that Samael is the highest adversary of ignorance, and I think they are an opponent to ignorance and apathy, and that they are the enemy of narcissism, and that they are a sort of conduit energy that you can call upon within your own life that can teach you how to use your own wrath to better your life against ignorance, apathy, and narcissism. So I would say that Samael is who you could call upon to help you out of abusive power dynamics and things like that. He is someone who helped me recover from being disowned by a narcissist. The person who actually helped me, like, get out of the situation I was with that narcissist who had been a direct family member, who had been controlling me for most of my life, because I had been the scapegoat in a narcissistic family dynamic. The person who actually ended that relationship for me or helped me with that was Azrael. Azrael is actually the angel who I didn't even invoke them or anything. They literally just came to me and helped me. So I did not summon them. I did not invoke them. I didn't even know their name until they visited me in a dream vision. And Azrael is actually the angel of death in Islam. Samael is the angel of death in Judaism. And it is because, partly because that I was already working with Thoth and Baphomet at the time that I met Azrael and Samael. Thoth, Baphomet, Azrael, and Samael are all from completely different pantheons. And that's part of why I'm an omnist. An omnist, similar to pantheism, which I also am a pantheist, omnists believe that there is some amount of truth to all spiritual systems and that they are different ways of mapping similar co-occurring concepts. So essentially, omnist is like the exact opposite of an anti-theist. An anti-theist believes that nothing spiritual is real or possible or exists, and it's not possible. An omnist, conversely, believes everything spiritual is partly real and partly not real, and it depends. Omnism was a useful tool for me as a chaos magician because a lot of my methods for performing witchcraft are actually chaos magic. But what inspires my spiritual beliefs is more Qlipothic and Sephirothic sorcery. There's Hermetic principles, there's some Egyptian influences, there's some other demonology influences, there's some angelology influences and different things there. A lot of different things have inspired my journey as a sorcerer personally and as a witch. But Samael is who I feel like after Azrael helped me get out of abuse, Samael helped me learn to like survive from that point onwards, like in the fallout of it, you know, and like learn to get stronger spiritually and protect myself and other things. He taught me how to curse people who are like a threat to my survival and other things. Like he taught me a lot of things, you know, that I'm really, really thankful for him teaching me. And I feel like I don't really care if people see him as evil because he helped me in ways that none of those people are helping my people in. So it's like I will always be on the side of Samael because I believe that Samael is the enemy of ignorance, and also a warrior who fights on behalf of the scapegoats and outcasts of the world. I think he specifically fights for all the scapegoats of the world. I also think he fights on behalf of all those scapegoated and made sin offerings out of and killed or sacrificed or harmed in the name of God. So all the minorities, all the people, all the groups that people justify violence, vitriol, torture, systemic, generational, the hundreds of years of harm towards these various different minorities, I think Samael is a figure who defends and fights for those scapegoated minorities.